another trip, or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820. Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm not sure if John is with us or not. I thought we were good to go. I'm just I'm not seeing John, so looks like we're gonna get started here with just me. John will get his internet back in a minute, and we should be good to go. Just be patient with us tonight, folks. We are both experiencing technical difficulties. I do not have my background because, well, computer update and all that good stuff. So I haven't gotten that back yet. So, we're gonna get started tonight. We're gonna start with just thanking our sponsor, Ensemble Co-working. I lost my place here, folks. I am struggling myself. Okay, folks, we're just gonna go ahead and roll with what we got. This is just not. Oh my gosh, this is chaos tonight. It seems like if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. I would just like to thank our sponsor, Ensemble Co-working. I don't remember everything that goes along with that. I know they've been a great sponsor to us. They've been great to us. They take good care of us. We're going to start, folks, tonight. We're going to start with some quick hitters. And tonight, episode is titled College Basketball Kings, which, folks, that centers around the University of Michigan. They rolled through this NCAA basketball tournament. I picked Arizona. My pick to win the championship this year was Arizona. They did make it all the way to the Final Four. They did fall to Michigan. Michigan throttled Arizona. It was expected to be a really great game. It was not, however. They just, oh my God, there's John.
Spectrum sucks. Spectrum sucks. I hate them so much. I am so sorry, guys.
I was wholly unprepared, John. I was just talking about Michigan, but I was not. It was chaos because I don't have my background because apparently my computer updated and I lost everything. So,
well, I love your festive painting that I know you didn't put that there. Thank you, Becky, because that would have been a plain wall.
That would have been 100% a plain wall, or maybe a movie poster, or perhaps a sports poster.
Sure.
Maybe a G-Bag Nation flag. Shout out to my boys there at 105.3 The Fan.
Probably.
Well, I'm so glad you're back.
Well, if I drop out, just go on spitballing. So you touched on the national championship game. The Wolverines basically dominated that. Well, I wouldn't say they dominated. They definitely dominated Arizona. So I got that wrong.
They rolled through everybody else.
Yeah.
And honestly, John, if you watched the game, and I think you did, maybe you didn't, I don't know. But that game, it was only a 6-point game. It was only like a 6-9 point final. That game was not that close.
No.
Michigan was never in jeopardy. They controlled that entire game.
They just didn't shoot as efficiently as they had the rest of the tournament. That was the only difference from outside the arc. Like they blew the doors off of Arizona. They made Arizona look like a middle school team.
Oh, 100%, without a doubt. They were.
It was bad. Yeah.
They are as good. See, I watched them play Duke early in the season, and Duke beat them in a really close game.
Yeah.
But they were playing on another level in this turn, and once they got into the tournament, and they were not going to be stopped.
I had a theory earlier, and I wanted to ask you about it. I think if Duke had played a little better in their game, I think that the Duke game, a Duke Michigan national championship would have been a lot better game.
That would have been so much fun.
A rematch, if you will. I think that would have been a lot better. So
I would have been happy about it.
Sure. All right, so let's jump into some quick hitters. The first thing I had was a national championship game, so we already covered that. The Masters start actually tomorrow, which is also my oldest son's birthday. So happy early birthday to Jace.
Happy birthday, young man. How is he going to be 17?
He's going to be 17. Yep.
Good gosh.
I know. Crazy.
Still waiting for him to hit that growth spurt.
Yeah. If we can believe it. The college portal opened up, or college basketball, that's for the men and women. That opened up on Tuesday the 7th. And so that is fast and furious.
I have a comment on that real quick.
Yeah.
John, I forget the exact number, but it's close. There were 5,000 some odd players in college basketball. Do you know how many of those are in the portal?
I read something like it's like 2,900 and something are in the portal.
Roughly half around a little more, a little less than half of the players in this country that play college basketball are in the portal. That is completely nuts.
That's insane. And the sad part about that is probably half of those kids will probably not play again.
This is not,
at least at the level.
You and I love college. You and I love college sports. We both do, but this is not amateur athletics anymore.
No,
this is a business. This is a business. It's different. It's different than it was. It's a difference. It's a business, and we're gonna have to get used to that. Unfortunately, one of the school that we do love the most is one of the most wealthy in the country, so they're going to be in it every year for money wise. But it's just it's changed the game.
It doesn't affect us as negatively as it does the smaller schools.
Yep.
Now, where it does affect us is when we're attached to players like what I'm about to get into, like the Texas women's basketball team.
Oh, yeah.
They got hit pretty hard. Like players like Aaliyah Crump, which was a 5-star player, that she was supposed to be the next big thing. She was supposed to take over next season. She's in the portal. Justice Carlton, Aaliyah Moore, Jordan Lee, and there's another one that's supposed to jump in the portal. I'm not going to say her name. But they tried to, from what I heard, Aaliyah Crump, Justice Carlton, and Aaliyah Moore were actually encouraged to get into the portal. And that's from the coaching staff. I guess there was an incident in the year, and I'm not going to say when. Apparently there was an issue during the year when they were on a road trip, and they went out and they did some things they weren't supposed to do. And these players got benched. And Vic Schaefer is not a guy that you mess around with. He coaches hard, and they got put in the doghouse. And it's circulating around. It's circulating around the internet. Miss Justice Carlton said Vic quit on me.
Uh-oh. Fix that. I thought we lost you for a second, bro.
Man, my internet is being stupid. It's pissing me off. But Justice Carlton, she sent out a tweet and she said, Vic quit on me. And man, Vic doesn't quit on anybody. You quit on yourself, basically, is what it was. He challenged you and you quit. So these kids, and it's not just the basketball girls. It's kids across the country. They want to be paid like athletes and they want to be treated like kids. And that's not the case anymore. You make, and I don't know how much the basketball girls make, right? But I know that these college football players, which are the most profitable sports.
Oh yeah.
I know they make hundreds of thousands and sometimes millions of dollars. And the men's basketball players, they make millions of dollars. I can imagine that some of these high profile basketball girls probably make hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So they don't make chump change, right?
Nope.
So if they're going to compensate you well, right, you need to, if you're being paid to play collegiate athletics, you need to act like a professional because you're essentially being paid like one. And they don't like it. And this is where we're at this point. And, they're not liking the way that they're being treated, and you can't be coddled and be treated like a professional. It's just not that way anymore. So, Texas is in on some big names in the portal.
Let's hope.
They're Texas. They're always going to be in on it. They've got a top 5 coach in the game. Of course, Don Staley and Gino, they're in on them too. So
Yep, they just need to beat the crap out of each other. Gino came back out and he apologized again because for his little dust up with Don Staley. But she came out and quoted and said, "I will whip his ass."
Mm-hmm.
John, for the record, you and I both, I think, would still like to see that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Dawn is a hell of a coach. I don't like her personally. Yeah, I think she's a damn good coach. She is a damn like if I had a kid, if I had a girl playing basketball, I wouldn't have any problems letting her play for her. Because I know she'd develop her, right? But so next thing on the list. This weekend is a big weekend for us as Texas fans. Schloss's return to College Station.
Not as big as it is for those Aggies, because this is their,
it's
like you said earlier, this is their Super Bowl.
This is their Super Bowl. It's their first time returning, it's Schloss's first time returning since he departed for Austin. It's going to be venomous. I can only imagine some of the things he's going to hear.
Oh my gosh.
You know, after he left, it was a big deal. I've seen it. You know, they didn't have any problem stealing him from TCU. He was a great coach when he left TCU, but when Texas stole him from A&M, he was terrible. He was a swinger. He did this. He left his wife. He abandoned this dude. You know it. You know how Aggies are. They're weird. I can tell you this: it's going to be fun. A&M hasn't seen the level of pitching that Texas has. A&M can hit, but they have not seen the pitching that Texas has. They haven't seen the bullpen that Texas has. Also, they've seen a little bit of the offense that Texas has in Georgia, right? But it's going to be fun. I would not surprise me if Texas A&M steals a game, but would not surprise me either if Texas sweeps them. I do not see Texas losing this series, but it would not surprise me if A&M stole one. But, you know, to each their own. I see Texas at minimum winning the series 2-1, if not sweeping. And I'm not saying that just because I hate A&M. I think A&M's a decent team. I think they make the postseason this year, but their pitching is a weak point, and I think Texas will abuse that this series. That's my opinion.
I 100% hope so. I hope they abuse them all weekend long.
Angel Reese got traded from the Chicago Sky to Atlanta Dream, and with all the bricks that she throws up, she'll be able to build a great house in Atlanta. I'm kidding. That was a joke. Kind of. But they traded her for a 2027 and 2028 first-round pick. That also means that the Atlanta Dream got more for Angel Reese than Nico Harrison got for Luka Doncic. So just throwing that out there. I'm not going to let it die. I will not. I will not let it die. I will not let it die.
Sad but true, John.
Next biggest question: will the NBA steal the Rookie of the Year from Cooper Flagg and give it to Con Knipple?
I think they're going to try.
They're going to try. If they do, we riot in the streets. That's what I say.
I think part of it is, John, honestly, we were talking about this numbers wise overall. Flag beats him overall. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to look at now. If they're looking at team success as well, then Knipple's going to kick his ass.
I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this. Charlotte's a good team.
They're not bad.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
That's what years and years of being in the lottery will do for you.
Yeah, I forget who it was that I was talking about. God, who was it? We'll come back to that because we don't have time for me to sit here and think about it with all my brain injuries. But I was like, well, I mean, they picked in the top 3 for all these years. You'd think eventually they'd be good. Next big thing, the CBA, man, for the NFL officials is set to expire on May 31st. So there is a possibility at the very least in the preseason, and we see how bad it is that we have replacement refs, meaning we see like small college Division II, Division III, NAIA referees refereeing NFL games. And you want to talk about bad? That's going to be bad, guys.
Yikes.
Just to kind of break it down, the average NFL official makes $350K a year. With an average annual raise of 6.45%. So that's just something to chew on there.
Kind of work.
For sure. I could go hit the treadmill maybe be an NFL official. We can't all
look like Ed Hockley, but
that's true. That's true. That dude's in shape. And now he's got a kid doing it too.
Yeah. So Sean Hockley, he's jacked as well. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, son, you gotta look kind of like me, you know. He's like, all right, Dad,
Royce for breakfast.
That's right. So NBA draft. I was looking at the the Mavericks lost again. Looking at some of the guys that are projected to be there when Dallas picks, and mock drafts, how they go, and looking like the first guy is going to be Devansa out of BYU, and
rightfully so.
Rightfully so. I think he's great. I don't think he's going to fall. And even if he does fall, it's not going to be past 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, go ahead.
If Peterson didn't have all of the character concern issues with the taking himself out of games and things like that, just pure talent wise, I think he's probably better. But you got to deal or just equal. But once you start knocking in all the other stuff of like how committed is he, that's going to get teams asking questions, and that's one of the reasons I don't think he's going to be the number 1 pick. I think it's going to be Devansa.
Yeah, it's going to be Devansa, but he's going to go top 3. I mean,
100%.
He's going to go. If he doesn't, he's probably going to go 2 or 3. I think looking at where Dallas picks, I would guess it's going to be 7 or 8 where Dallas is at.
This is a lottery, isn't it? Don't we draw ping pong balls?
Yeah, but just
we weren't supposed to have number 1 last year, John, and we did.
Sure, but surely we don't get lucky again.
If we can get into 5, I think there's 5 really top-notch players, and if we can get into 5 at least, which is be a spot up from where we are, I would not be mad about that at all, because then you're looking at somebody like Darius Acuff from Arkansas. The kid's a stud. He can play.
Yeah. I wrote down a couple names here. And we're looking probably at I don't see any, power forwards that are going to be high up on the board at that point.
Yeah.
So one guy that I looked at was Brian Burns from Arizona. He's a scorer, or Burns. Yeah. He's a shooting guard, scorer, slasher. He's a shooter. He did very well. And these are just guys not in any particular order. There's Mikael Brown Jr. from Louisville, point guard, shooting guard. He's got a back issue. So
I think I've seen some mocks where he's mocked to Dallas. I don't know that I love him.
He's a shooter. He's a shooter, scorer. He's a point guard, shooting guard. So the other thing that I'm seeing here, like just thinking about it, I mean, Kyrie's not a spring chicken anymore. He's older. You got to start thinking about life after Kyrie. I know we got Max Christie on the roster too. So, I mean, you got to think about that. But you also need high volume scorer. So, and then LeBaron Philon Jr. from Alabama. He's probably my favorite scorer.
He's a scorer, definitely.
Because he took over some games, especially late in the year after they lost the kid he had 30 tons of weed on him when he got kicked off the team.
If I'm not mistaken, in that loss to Michigan, Alabama lost to Michigan in the tournament. If I'm not mistaken, Philon went for like 36, 38 points.
I think it was 38
in the loss. So he can score, and Michigan is not an easy defense to score.
Right. He lit them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say he lit them up. He was pretty much their only offense. So and when they're keying on him to stop offensively, and he still scored almost 40, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And then there's another guy that kind of surged late, point guard for Illinois. He's a big kid.
Keaton Wagler.
Now he's a high IQ player, right? He's not a guy that's going to wow you offensively, but he kind of reminds me of a Devin Harris type player, right?
I love Devin, and I know I think he was probably picked around 5 out of Wisconsin. But I don't want Devin Harris at 5.
Yeah.
This team needs more than that.
I'm just saying those are some of the guys that I kind of looked at, but
yeah, no, I get it. I'd love it if we could sneak in there and grab a Caleb Wilson out of North Carolina. He's a big He's a big athletic kid to score, rebound, block shots.
He's a guy that like, I know we've got that late pick in the second round. If he's still there in the second round, because you know how they fall in love with these guys and they're like, oh, there's a chance he could sneak into that early first round, and he's not there in the first round. He's still there late in the second. He's a guy that I would take late in the second because he's a point guard. He's big. He's smart. You could get him in. He's a 6'6" point guard, dude. Of course I'd take him,
Oh, yeah.
So, that's just a guy. Let's talk stars real quick before the break. We picked up an overtime win last night. They had a guy that I guess they hit Robertson up in the face. And he got a double minor for it, which directly resulted in us winning that game because then Wyatt Johnson scored the game-winning goal. We won. We've been struggling here recently. I think that was 2 wins in a row, though. But we've been struggling here recently.
Some tough competition, though, and we are banged up. I think we are just treading water and trying to get healthy because we basically know who we're playing in the playoffs. We know we're not going to catch Colorado.
Yeah.
We know we're going to be locked in against Minnesota. Let's just do the best we can right now and try and get healthy.
I don't think, and this is just my opinion, I don't think Coach is being overly aggressive. I don't think he's trying to gun it. Uh-oh. You there?
Yeah, man, I'm here. I'm still here.
Okay. I don't think Coach is trying to gun it. I think he's trying to save our legs for the playoffs. I mean, we're going through a murderer's row because the first round we're going to play Minnesota, and the second round we're going to play the Avalanche, unless they just freaking collapse against whoever
the West is loaded. The West is loaded, dude. And think about this, folks. Those 3 teams are all in the same division.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. It's the best division. It's the toughest division in hockey.
Yeah. Yeah. It's insane. We have 4 games left in the regular season. 4.
Yeah.
And then Thursday we play Minnesota.
you get past those 2 teams, which is going to be, you're going to be fortunate to get past either of those 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get to play somebody like Edmonton or Vegas,
Yeah.
So,
which I mean, Vegas they're not what they were a couple of years ago. They're still a dangerous team.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Because of who they have, right?
Yep. Edmonton has our number, man.
Yeah. Well, not this year. Not this during the regular season. They haven't. But, the playoffs are a different beast entirely.
100%.
But when you've got people like, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, like they're 2 of the best hockey players in the world, and they're on the same team. So that's a little different.
Yeah.
So, Thursday's game could be crucial in seeding, but it's against the Wild. We're pretty much already locked into playing Minnesota. We just got to get healthy. We need Rupe Hintz. They really haven't said anything on what the timeline is on him returning. We need Rodek Faxa. We need Sam Steele. We need Michael Bunting. We need all those guys healthy again. So, it's there's quite a bit that we need to get healthy first, and then we need to get into the playoffs rested and ready to go. I think defensively we're okay. We just need to make sure that Otter is firing on all cylinders, and the defense is ready to play. And then I think the biggest thing is Hintz and Faxa, and then Sam Steele. We need to get those forwards healthy.
Yeah, definitely.
So
and Robo, man, once again, I don't know how many times we've talked about this. Robo has got to show up in the playoffs.
Yeah, he made his 41st goal last night too. So
he's a great regular season player.
Yeah, he's got to show up in the playoffs. I agree 100%. He's got to show up in the playoffs. So I know we're getting ready to go on our break. When we come back, we'll jump into some Rangers. We'll talk some some draft talk a little bit, and then we'll talk some college baseball, and we'll talk about some other scores around college baseball. And I think that's about all we'll have time for. So we'll be back in a few minutes.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair, the world's lightest wheelchair, is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, before we jump back into it, I just want to take a second to thank our fantastic hosts, our fantastic sponsors, and our lovely producer for Game On NTX. Today's show is brought to you by Ensemble Co-working, Fort Worth's hub for private offices, co-working, and meeting space, and virtual mail. Find your perfect workspace at ensemblecoworking.com. And thank you, Miss Tiffany, for everything you do for us. So before we jump into some Rangers baseball, they made us proud the last few days after the abysmal performance against the Cincinnati Reds. The Herds will be at the game tomorrow night rooting for the Wild. Oh, my God. I forgot they're Minnesota folks, so you should be rooting. Never mind. We're not going to go there. The Stars were the original Minnesotans. So, but we're not going to go there. We still love you. We'll forgive you. We'll forgive you. We'll forgive you. We'll forgive you. We're going to forgive you. We're just going to act like that didn't happen, Tiffany. All right? We're just going to go. That's where we're going to go. All right. So, Texas baseball. So they opened up on Thursday going into the Easter weekend. They lost their third SEC game of the year to the worst team in the conference in South Carolina. It was pretty bad. Ruger was off. He was one of the most dominant pitchers in college baseball, and he just didn't have it Friday night. And South Carolina found all the holes in the defense. We ended up losing 9-1. Ruger gave up 6 runs over 3 innings. It was that bad. And, let's just chalk it up for what it was. That's the way baseball goes sometimes. He just didn't have it, and they did, and we lost. And, sometimes you just don't have it, and that was the way it was. So Friday night, Texas responded. We got 13 hits. Tenney hit 2 home runs, and Luke Harrison showed up. Tenney hit his first home run on the 4th pitch of the game, and that was a pretty good response. Mendoza also added a home run. Luke Harrison tossed 5 2/3 a one-hit baseball with 5 Ks and 2 walks. He had 2 earned runs. He didn't give up his first earned run until it was a home run in I think it was the 4th inning or 5th inning. Sam Cozart earned his 3rd save of the season. And then on Saturday, we ended up winning. I think it was 4-2, I think was the final. And then, or no, it was 5-3. It was 5-3 was the final. And then Dylan Volantis helped Texas win the series Saturday, tossing 5 2/3 innings of a 1-run ball. Again, he gave up a home run. And South Carolina has a pretty good catcher there. I think he's a 5th-year player. I think his name is Talmadge LaCroix or something like that. Kid's a pretty good ball player. But they won the series, tossed 5 2/3 inning, a 1-run baseball, gave up 5 Ks, or he got 5 Ks and retired the first 12 batters faced. Thomas Burns had a good showing. He came in, struck out a batter, and then he retired the next 3 batters. I think he struck all 3 of them out. And then Hayden LaFew came in, did his thing, and then Cozart earned his 4th save of his career. So, you know, they won the series. They won their I think that's their 4th or 5th consecutive SEC series this season. You know, that's the way you're supposed to. In the SEC, no opponent's supposed to be easy. When I went in, I think I told you this, you know, we were talking, and I think I was like, yeah, everyone says that South Carolina is supposed to be a walk in the park. South Carolina is typically a good baseball program. I know they've been down, but you never overlook an opponent, especially in the SEC. I had a problem that I had a feeling we were going to struggle with them. And we did the first night, and, you know, that's what happened. So we beat them. And then last night, Texas played Incarnate Word. We run-ruled them. That's what you're supposed to do when you play Incarnate Word. They're a Division I baseball team, but we beat them 16-4. Carson Tenney hit his 4th home run in 10 at-bats. So Carson Tenney is red hot right now. We didn't use any of our big bullpen arms. You know, I'm not going to read off all that because we got a lot to get into. Some games to touch on. Number 5, Georgia sweeps number 3, Mississippi State, or number 4, Mississippi State. UCLA sweeps number 12, USC. Alabama takes 2 of 3 from Oklahoma. A&M takes 2 of 3 from Vandy. Number 7, Florida State takes 2 of 3 from UVA. Auburn took 2 of 3 from Arkansas. Ole Miss takes 2 of 3 from Florida. Unranked Missouri takes 2 of 3 from number 24, Kentucky. And number 6, North Carolina, takes 2 of 3 from number 22, Boston College. Some midweek madness. Texas State beat Texas A&M last night, which is a win for the good guys. Texas State's Chase Mora broke Paul Goldschmidt's all-time home run record at Texas State. That's pretty impressive. Jackson State ruled Auburn last night. I'm sorry, Jacksonville State run rules Auburn. And then Bethune-Cookman beat LSU 10-7. And then Kansas beats number 19 Nebraska. So that's all I got for college baseball this past week. So,
well, I got a few thoughts on these Rangers of ours, John.
Oh, let's do it.
Been kind of a roller coaster so far this year. You know, we started off really well. Started off 4-1, 4-2. The
Feeling good.
1-2 road series against Philly and Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
And this season opening 40-game stretch that we're in is going to be a bear.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can come out of that a little over 500, I'm going to be okay with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this you take those two, and then you come home and you get swept by Cincinnati in your home opening series. I don't think Cincinnati's playing good ball. I don't know how good a team they exactly are. Seattle, who's supposed to be a better team, we found one of the few teams in the league that hits worse than we do. They had a total of 12 hits in this series. I mean, our pitching is fantastic. DeGrom pitched well, Evo pitched well, and then Mackenzie Gore, our big offseason pickup, he went out and threw 5 beautiful innings today. And our bullpen has been good. I mean, we have one of the best bullpen ERAs in the game today. And but I'm not sold on this, and I know you're not either. Because I love Jacob Junis, but he doesn't have the shutdown stuff, and I think it's just going to be.
It's just a matter of time before it blows up.
It's going to be temporary. Yeah, it's going to be a temporary fix. Everybody, they've looked good recently. Cole Winn looked really good when he came in today. Got the save because Junis has pitched 2 days in a row. Cole Winn looked really good, and does he have great stuff? Yeah, but that's a work in progress. But John, our offense, our offense is still. We won these games 2-1, 3-2, and 3-0.
Yeah.
If our pitching falters even a little, there's no room for error, man. There's just no room for error.
That's my biggest complaint at this point. Like against Cincinnati, if you had any semblance of an offense, you win the series against Cincinnati. Any semblance of an offense. And that was like, you, Charles, and I talked about this. I had flashbacks of last season. And I'm like,
this
man,
looks a lot like last year.
Yeah. And I was like, man, we talked about, being more patient at the plate. And how many times did we see 3-pitch strikeout, 2-pitch pop out, 4-pitch, strikeout? Like, and I'm like, I'm not seeing patience at the plate. I'm not seeing what we talked about, the Skip Schumacher approach, seeing more pitches. Because I think when we God, what was his name? Forget what the pitcher was. We made him look like King Felix on the mound.
Oh yeah.
Is it Rhett Lauder? Is that his name?
Lauder, yeah.
Dude, he embarrassed us. I was like, I know he's a decent pitcher. I'm not taking anything away from the guy. I know he's a decent pitcher. But my God, Corey Seager should get at least 1 hit off of that guy.
Oh, he should kill him. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, Corey, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's just our offense is there's talent there that's just so damn inconsistent right now. And I do like the approach that they're using because they are seeing more pitches.
Yeah.
They are finding ways to get guys on base, but then you got to do something with them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, to me, it looks like a lot like last year, man, and it's not.
Yeah.
That was not pleasant. Like I said, we've talked about this many times. They wasted probably the best pitching season by a staff in the history of this organization, by a starting staff, because your bullpen choked away so many leads, and if they didn't do that, then your offense squandered an opportunity for great pitching because they didn't score enough runs.
If the 2010 and 2011 teams had that pitching, we were back-to-back World Series champions.
Oh yeah, not without a doubt.
I mean, it's. I hate to talk about old things, but like the fact that we let that pitching staff be wasted by a not even below average offense is just criminal. How many, I don't even remember maybe one time that I remember they scored double-digit runs last season. And I know that that's very rare, right, for an offense in the major leagues. But, for it to even get close. But there are times where they just – okay, let me rephrase that. I don't remember in one game where they had double-digit hits.
No.
And I'm like, dude, seriously? with the kind of firepower that we had. Now, a lot of that too was like Jake Berger had a bad season last year, and maybe that was the approach. Maybe it was
he was
that
dealing with a
the
lot of
approach
personal issues, man. So I'm not putting all that on Berger, but
No.
we underachieved as an offense overall.
Yeah,
last year
we did. So
and I like the Brendan Nimmo edition.
he looks
I like that
fantastic.
edition, but I mean, the guys that we got here, they're more capable of what they're showing. Berger's having a solid year. Nimmo looks pretty good, but outside of him, man, there's not a lot.
I am ready to send Jock Peterson down the road. I don't care. I know they said Jock Peterson hits the ball harder than anybody else. I don't care. He doesn't hit the ball when it matters.
He was whining. He was whining because the fans booed him after he struck out again the other day. It's because you're paying the man $19 million for that. Good God.
He's whining because the fans are booing because you freaking suck, dude.
And you've sucked for it's been one full season plus a little bit more. Yeah, the season is young, but you sucked the entire last year.
Here's a bit of advice, Jock. Have you tried not sucking? There's an idea. Try not killing the ball. How about you try finding a gap? There's an idea. Try not killing the ball every time you go up there to swing it. Just put the freaking bat on the ball. That's all you got to do. Yeah. That's his problem. He's just trying to hit home runs. Just find a damn gap. Quit being a lazy fat boy and run bases. I'm being serious. Play baseball.
I agree.
Just hit the ball. Because I know you hit the ball hard.
That's all you get. That's all you get paid to do because your ass can't play the field anymore.
Right.
That's all you get paid to do is hit the ball. You're getting paid very, very well to do it.
Because you're a bad body. Like you look like me, and I have not played organized sports in like 20 years. So stop. Yep. Hit the gym, get on a effing treadmill, and just put the bat on the ball. Like it's unbelievable. Like, you know, Brandon Nimmo has been worth his weight in gold, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like Duran has looked decent when he's gotten his opportunity. Like
he had a great at bat today. Had a great at bat today, by the way.
He did
with down 1-2, down 0-2 in the count. He battled back. It was 1-2. He fouled out some tough pitches, and he got a good pitch, and he drove it into left for a single. Now, granted, it was only a single, and it didn't score a run.
Yeah,
but it loaded the bases, and it was a quality at bat to get another good player to the plate in Nimmo, and then he hits that little dribbler down to first base and end up scoring 2 runs because their first baseman's not that good.
Evan Carter's had a good start, and knock on wood, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to put that out there. Evan Carter, hey, you know, I'm going to say this: we need more out of Wyatt Langford.
Wyatt struggled. We need more from Young. Josh, we need more from Josh Young.
The most concerning thing about Wyatt Langford for me, the walks. He hasn't had any. I don't know if he had any today because I didn't have internet, so I couldn't watch the game while I was working. Yeah. As of last night, I believe it was, he hadn't had any walks. I don't know if he had any today.
I didn't see the entire game today. I was piecing it together on my phone as I was going at work. I was sneaking a peek when I could.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it is.
That's a problem. You got to be more selective at the plate. So, you know, overall, like that's a good response, right? From the guys you take. And I'm pretty sure that Seattle was like 9-3 against the Rangers last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, and we broke the freaking Kirby curse because we hadn't been able to beat him not one bit, and that because that guy had absolutely owned us, and they were able to scratch out enough runs yesterday to beat him, and he really only had one bad inning, but that led to 3 runs, and that got the W. Oh no, I think we might have lost John. Oh my God, he's back. There he is.
This internet is the bane of my existence today.
I was just saying, man, like I said, flashbacks from last year, folks, find us a decent bat, find us a freaking closer, somehow, some way, find one.
Yeah. like you need a closer. I'm okay with the rest of the bullpen.
Yes.
I'm third. Like Curvelo, keep him up. Like that's
he
fine.
He pitched very well today. He pitched
did.
very well
He
yesterday.
did two. He gave us 2 innings today.
Two perfect innings. Yeah, he pitched very well.
Great. I don't care what you do with Garcia. Like, let him go. I send him on the same train. Like, I like, because I know the guy's got good stuff. He's got decent stuff, but like high leverage, he's kind of in the same boat that Martin is at this point, man. I just don't trust him, man. Like, I can't trust the guy. He's either walking people or giving up. I just don't. I don't trust it. Jock Peterson, I don't trust him. So I can't do it right now. I'm mad. It's like I'm just mad at him. I don't think Jock Peterson, like when he hit his home run, like I wasn't even happy. I was just like, about time. Yeah. So at this point, we're paying about $4 million per home run.
I'm just at this point. I'm not going to focus on that guy because we got other things, good things going on.
Yeah, that's true.
This series, it does not get any easier, ladies and gentlemen. We are off tomorrow, but Friday we start a series against the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers and their money factory.
Yeah, I don't think they're playing very good right now either, but
with that team and the amount of talent they have, you don't have to play very good. You can play average and still beat the crap out of most teams.
It doesn't matter. They've got a $400 million payroll, so it is what it is. They'll show up ready to play. So, and they've got a deep bullpen and a deep pitching rotation, and they've got Shohei Ohtani, and they've got Kyle Tucker, and they've got they've got 2 starting catchers that could start anywhere in the league, and so it is what it is. Well, you want to talk a little bit about NFL draft coming up?
Yeah, John, I'm worried. I'm worried. But I've talked a little bit about this. I'm worried that Dallas is going to screw this up.
What? Jerry doesn't.
We have 2 first-round picks. We have 12 and 20. There is absolutely no reason that they need to trade up, unless you're trading up 1 or 2 spots to get a Caleb Downs, a Sonny Styles, a Delane. Man, they're talking about there's been scuttlebutt about them moving up to 3 to get David Bailey. I like David Bailey, but I don't like David Bailey that much.
Yeah, you make all that progress to just tear it all down, and for what? You and I are in the same boat. I want the capital. I want more darts at the board.
I'm trade back guy. Yeah.
What is it? What is it? Jeff Kavanaugh used to say, "Captain Trade Back."
Yep. That's us.
I would rather trade back and get more darts at the board than trade up and get one guy.
There is honestly, I believe there's so much talent to be had in rounds 2 through 4, and even some down, 6 and 7. I've told you about some of the guys that I like. The Xavier Harris kid from Ole Miss. Most projections have him going in like the 7th round.
Mm-hmm.
He's a monster. I think he would fit well in that system. You got guys that you get in the 2nd round, like Kilgore, the safety out of South Carolina, who I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
Malachi Lawrence, defensive an edge from UCF,
mm-hmm.
who's a stud. I love the Sutton kid, Dennis Sutton from Penn State. I think he's got a chance to be a really good player. You've got some offensive tackles in that 60 to 80 range that I think can end up being starters for you, and you're weak there.
Yeah.
I'm just about let's trade back. I don't care if we trade back in both of them, as long as we're picking up additional like 2nd and 3rd round picks. Sign me up, dude. Because I think there's about 12 guys that I would probably have a 1st round grade on.
I would, like, if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm picking up the phone. Like, if somebody wants to trade up, and I think here's my what I'm thinking in my head. You want an offensive tackle or a wide receiver to fall, at that point, right? And you want someone that needs an offensive tackle or a wide receiver to fall, and that team right behind you needs that offensive tackle or that wide receiver to fall. And you want someone that needs them to call you and say, hey, I want to make a trade because I need this guy. And then you go, okay, hang on. And then you call the 3 teams that are between you and so-and-so and say, hey, this is what they're offering me. What you got?
See, this is where I'm at. I've got questions. You know, we've talked about, say, Caleb Downs, Mansard Delane, both there same spot. You said you take Delane because of they have it's more of a position of need.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% I'm sold on that. I agree with you there, but Caleb Downs is a special kind of player.
Well,
so you give me this: Reuben Bain, Caleb Downs. Who you taking?
Solely because of the knee injury, probably Reuben Bain because of that knee injury.
I think that you can get more good edge rushers a little bit later like Lawrence is projected to be probably.
Let me tell you this. If Caleb Downs falls past 6 or 7, that knee is a problem.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
No, I agree. But here's another one for you. Let's go hurt guy versus hurt guy.
Okay.
Hurt guy versus potentially hurt guy.
Okay.
Jermod McCoy, who he missed all of last season with the knee injury, but he's healthy now, and his pro day he blew people away. I don't
want Tennessee guy. I don't want Tennessee guy.
Now Colton Hood, the other corner, is sitting there at the top of the second. I wasn't hesitating to draft him.
I would trade up to draft Colton Hood.
But my second, I told you, my second corner for me, the guy that I really, really love is a kid named Chris Johnson out of San Diego State.
Yeah.
From what I understand, Dallas likes him a lot. Folks, if you don't know who this guy is, you might want to look him up. I think this kid has a chance to be really special.
I was watching a mock, and I was on TikTok just, doom scrolling. And
that's what we do.
And I follow a lot of guys that they're sports guys, and a lot of them are doing, drafts, and, most of the guys just do the top round and they stop. But the guys that pique my interest are the guys that are in round 2. I'm interested to see the guys that go past round 2 because I like to see how they think, right? And I saw a guy, and I saw your Chris Johnson guy.
Oh, yeah.
And you know where he went? He went pick I forget what the pick was, but it was like 38 or 39. Guess where he went?
Where I got him. It's about where I got him.
He went to the Rams.
No, they've got no. The Rams aren't doing that. They traded for. They have both Kansas City's corners. They don't need another one.
I'm just telling you where he went.
Well, they've got the Rams. If the Rams are at pick 30 something, they have to trade up because I think they've got like 13 and then like 60 something and then one in the 90s, like right before Dallas. I didn't think they had a second one.
Maybe it was Jacksonville.
The second one maybe be 60.
I don't remember.
But I'm a huge fan of that kid, John. I think he's a super talented player, and I think, like I said, the Lawrence kid, same thing. I think there's some talent to be had. So
you're like me. You fall in love with kids, and it's like I gotta have this kid.
But I mean, I've watched a lot of guys, and yes, I've focused on certain ones. But man, I see traits that I like in this. Let's get them, man. Trade back.
Well, we'll be back next week. We'll talk about some more sports. Love you, Bill. Stay safe.
Hey, brother.
We'll see you
Talk to you later. Bye, folks.
Welcome.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio. Attention all business owners and creative minds. Do you need a unique and personalized touch for your products? Look no further than Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs. We offer custom laser engraving services for a variety